Hey guys, when I first started homeschooling, I asked everybody that I ran into what their schedule looked like, what their actual day looked like, because I felt like I needed so many different examples so that I could figure out what would really work for me. And over the years, I have 6 kids and I've been homeschooling for something like 8 years. And it has changed. You know, we adapt every single year as we are doing different focuses for different kids, and maybe they have a special need that we're really putting emphasis on. But every single year, I follow this same framework, this same structure. So I just wanted to tell you these 4 different categories that we always have in our schedule, and then we just sort of adapt what goes inside each one of these categories. So the first category we have is our opener. And I have a video that's just on the opener. It just talks about how we do this. Also, I cover it quite a bit in my day in the life video. This is a really pivotal part of the day because if everything falls apart and we just get the opener done, I'm going to feel very good about our day. It's really the power of the hour. You know, Donna Goff has that she calls it her power of the hour. And this is not what I do. I don't use her program, but it is that idea that that first hour in the morning is very powerful because it's just really getting those most important things covered. That's the opener. And we do that with everybody. We have all of my kids gathered, no matter how old they are, no matter how independent they are in their learning, they're all there for that opener. And then after that, we split our different ways and we go and kind of have different focuses based on the ages. So, but that's the first thing, the first category that we have. Then the second category is that we do family subjects. So I say family subjects, but this does not include my really big kids. So my teenagers are off doing their own in-depth studies. When I first started this, I wanted to keep them with me for the family studies because I thought it's just so important and I want you to have this foundation. And what I've learned over time is that that foundation is important and it needs to happen, but it just needs to be covered by the time they get to be 12 or 13, when they're ready to start pursuing their own in-depth learning, and especially to follow into the things that they are really personally interested in. The time for foundational studies has passed. And it's not that they don't do these. Like a lot of the things that I do in foundation studies, I'll just tell you what they are. They are history, science, and constitution. Okay, those are the things that I cover in our foundational studies. They still do that. You know, they're still learning about American history and they're still learning about science. They're taking science all the time and they still do history, but they do it at a higher level. And so they are going to go off and not be a part of this family studies. But the rest of us, so from the age, my youngest right now is 7. So from 7 all the way up to 12 or 13, you know, that's the age of the kid I have who hasn't quite jumped off into his own scholar level studies. And by the way, if you're wondering what the heck I'm talking about scholar level, check out this video on the different phases of learning. So I just take all my kids who are younger than that 12, 13-year-old point where they break off onto their own, and we do these family studies, and we just do one subject every day. And the third one is individual studies. And this is the stuff that really is hard to do as a group, right? History is so easy to do as a group. It kind of doesn't even matter how old you are. I can tell a story that really applies to you, and you'll be able to get something out of it. But when it comes to math, you know, teaching somebody addition, you cannot be talking about multiplication to a child who's just barely understanding addition. That will really, really blow their mind. They can't handle it. And at the same time, you don't want to be boring your kids who are way up here trying to do fractions. You don't want to be talking to them about addition. So those are individual studies. We really break up there and we say things that you have to do on your own go into this category. And so that is math. It's also personal reading because people are at a different point in their reading skills and whatever your personal interests are. So this is really a skill-based thing, really. When it comes down to the things that we can do as a family, they're not skill-based. They're really broad context that all ages can come. We can do this together and do some sort of a project learning on this, and it's a lot of fun. When it comes to individualized learning, it's because of where you are in your skill level. And you need to be picking up this math skill or picking up this reading skill or picking up this writing skill. And so because that's so individualized, then you want to be able to have some time where it's just them and you say, I'm going to help you with your math right now, and I'm going to help them with their writing. And it's just one-on-one because it's just too hard to do that as a group. So that's the third category. The fourth thing that we do is again gathered as a group, and still this is not my big kids. The only thing I do with my really big kids, my teenagers, is that opener. But I gather everybody else together and we do family read. And the family read is just easy. And I gotta say, sometimes my big kids will come in and join us for the family read just because they love it. And it's such a great, relaxing thing that they can do and bond with the family and, have those stories that we all have in common and we all quote from. It's fun, but a lot of times when they get into those older years, they just don't have time for it anymore. They're really, really busy doing the things that they need to do and diving deep into the things that they are learning about. So it's not necessarily for them, but of course they're always welcome if their schedule permits them to come. But that's the fourth thing that we do. So those are our 4 categories that we cover. One more time, the opener, family subjects, individual subjects, and family read. Now, how often do we do these things? When most things we do just once a week. So the things that we cover only one time a week is science, history, constitution, and grammar stuff. So that is, and I didn't even list grammar in that. We actually do that as a part of our opener, but it only comes up maybe once a week as a part of our inspiration loop. And so we don't cover these all the time. And that was really an eye-opening thing for me, that I felt like you have to do every single thing every single day or you're just going to be failing. And I will say again with my older kids that he is doing science multiple times a week. He's going to be doing math every single day. He's going to be doing history, I think, every single day. As they get older, they do kind of get into more of a deep learning. They really focus on it. But when they're little, we're talking about exposure. We're talking about having lots of ideas thrown at them and needing to have plenty of time to let that sink in. So I only cover those things once a week. The only things that we actually do every day are math and reading. And for my 12-year-old, he doesn't do reading as a part of school. He just reads on his own because he's really interested in whatever it is that he's learning. That's kind of an afternoon thing for him. But learning the skill of math, he still does that every day. And so with my little kids, we'll do either math or we'll do reading. But we do those, one of those is happening every single day. So I hope that helps. When it comes to building your schedule, there's tons and tons of stuff that we have done, even based off of the same framework. We've had lots of different things that we have done and different emphases that we have had over the years. But knowing that we're going to hit these 4 different categories has really helped me create structure and know how our day sort of looks when we're trying to build a schedule. Being a mom is super important, and I have received enough comments that I feel like I need to add. Being a dad is super important. Most of my viewers are actually moms, but for the dads out there, what you're doing is also so important. We really need people who are engaged in parenthood and loving it. So you're doing a much better job than you think you are, and it's making a huge difference to your kids and to the world around you. So that is it, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks.